Hello everyone. Right, just thought I'd do a quick bench update, show you what I've been up to. Got quite a bit finished in the last week and a half or so got a reasonable amount to show you. And actually all of it thoroughly enjoyable. First things first, here's the goblin spider riders that I've finished up. They're sort of like a little bit out of my comfort zone because I'm not really a fantasy painter or player or anything. So yeah, I just did lots of random painting. It's fantasy after all. So yeah, no, I think now I could be wrong. I think these are Games Workshop. I was given them by Tristan. But yeah, quite fun to paint up. And hopefully at some point I will get enough goblins to make up an army and actually play a game with them, but you never know. I'll start. I quite like the night goblins. I think they're old Games Workshop, so I quite like those style of night goblins. That I'll start because now I've got finished some more here. I just need to do the base on that, but so these guys. Now, hopefully I'm right in saying, but these guys are Games Workshop again. And I like this style. I've got another unit of spearmen that are like this. This sort of style, and I quite enjoy it. I quite like the look of it. So I'm gonna start looking out when I go to shows for real cheap second-hand stuff at the bring and buys and see if I can make up the army like that. But not sort of, and not spend a fortune on it. Just sort of odds and sods, and then hopefully get. I don't know how many units to make up an army. I don't really play fantasy, but I'm quite looking forward to hearing about this new North Star fantasy game that's coming out. Maybe I can play these with that or something. I don't know. But yeah, it'll be a long ongoing thing. I mean, these were all given to me by Tristan a while ago. Finished painting them now, so I'll start looking out for the odd unit, but cheaply. So anyway, there's the fantasy bit over and done with. Now back to historical. And these are the Warlord Games Italians that I've painted up for the desert. Now, this lot were very easy to paint. They're quite a basic paint scheme. Now, I think when I got you get the box and they've got various hat and head options. You can either have these in sun hats, you can have them in helmets, or you can have them in the what's it called? Now I'm going to butcher the name. Belziagi or something like that. I think they're the more elite Italian troops. But I decided to just paint them up in sun hats, and then I can just designate them whatever I want really. And they, yeah, nice sculpts actually. I enjoyed painting them, but again, very easy because they're just literally like a sandy colour, and then I think the webbing's like an olive green or something like that. I can't remember. I've got the colour, but paint over there, but I can't remember exactly what it is. Yellow green, I think it was. That was it. And then I've just painted these guys, the next of my 28mm World War II. And these are for my Germans in North Africa. I'm doing a bit of scenario with a harbour, a port, a port and a ship and all this sort. So I thought I quite fancied getting this lot, which are the Kriegsmarine group, and very nice figures again, and quite fun to paint. Just quite random in what they're wearing. So I just did some in the Kriegsmarine blue, and some in field grey, bit in, and I had some, I think it's Luftwaffe grey, so gives it sort of more of a bluey theme, ties it in with the, but yeah, I enjoyed those. And then you got the commander there at the front, who looks a bit like that main character in Das Boot, which so I like them. They're a good set of figures. So you never know, I might get some more of those depending on how they play and how the scenarios go, because they're quite fun. Adds a little bit of story to it, doesn't it? Which is always more fun, I think. So then that's that. So, and I've got a bit of stuff on the go with the cargo ship I've got, but I'm going to do a whole video on that, all about making the port and stuff like this. But I decided the other day I wanted some more scatter terrain for my desert stuff, and I quite fancied making some ruins. And I first of all looked online and couldn't find any for a good price. So I had an attempt at making my own, and I'm really chuffed with the results. Now, I'll show you what I've done. Right, let me pan out a little bit. So I've made a load of columns and stuff. Now, sorry about the quick squeaky chair. So there we go. There's the columns, and they're all just dry brushed. And then I made a couple of broken columns for scatter. Can't really see. There's all the columns at the back, and then there's these guys like that. So, and I just thought if I get a couple of figures, they're good for scatter terrain, bit of cover. They provide cover, and I thought I was really chuffed with them, and they were the easiest thing in the world to make. Really sorry about this squeaky chair. And all it is that. All it is. This is 6mm MDF that I've just cut into various size squares. I think that's 40mm, 20mm, and 40mm, 30mm, and 20mm, roughly squares. And then I've got this 12mm dowel from B&Q, and just cut it into 15mm sections, rounded all the corners off, glued it together, done. Sprayed it up, painted it, lots of dry brushing, and I think for the sake of that took me probably an evening to do, and it's really, really cheap and easy. And all I've done on the edges here, I got my Dremel with a little sanding thing and just took some edges out of it. You see at the back here, there's just took the edges off, maybe wore the step down a bit and things like that. And then the top of it, the top of a couple, I've just got the Dremel, sanded it as if it's really, really easy and cheap bit of terrain. And I think that set, I mean, I think that's a set of, that dowel cost to do this, I think it was £2 at the very most, and that's it. And I've managed to get out of one less than metre length all of that. But I thought I wouldn't do that one until I'd shown you how they were made. So I reckon anybody could do that, and you could really, really get some quite nice effects and really sort of like just make the battlefield of the desert look really quite cool. So thought I'd share that with you. Anyway, so yeah, I think that's probably it. I'm still plodding along with the painting, being quite productive. So I'm onto all those Vietnam figures now, and I'm sort of like looking forward to getting them all done and dusted. So hopefully a week and a half, 2 weeks, I'll have another video up and you can see the results. So anyway, hope you're all well, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.